Hi lovelies, my name is Kemi. You're welcome to Kemafrik. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please kindly do that. That will mean a lot to me. Today I want to teach you how to make a fitted cloth mask. We'll be making use of Ankara fabric, which is the African print. We'll be working with a rectangle which is 6 inches long and 5 inches wide. I've rightly labeled, this is the upper part, that's the part that is closer to the height. This is the lower part, the part that is closer to the chin. And this is the center of the face mask. This is the side of the face mask. So the first thing we'll be doing is to mark the middle of this mark. This line, as I've rightly labeled, this is 6 inches long, so we're going to mark 3 inches. Okay, so now we're going to work on this line, and on the lower end we're going to move in by 1.5 inches. At the upper end we're going to move in by 1 inch. So we're going to connect this to the center with a curve. Make sure you don't create a sharp curve. Your curve is nicely curving to create space for the nose. So we'll have this. So remember, there's a part that is closer to the chin. So on this part you're going to come up by half an inch, and here you're going to move down by 2 inches. Okay, so now we're going to connect the top with a curve downward. So make sure it's not too sharp, and then we're going to do the same thing to this part. Okay, so before we cut, we'll be adding allowances, sewing allowances, half an inch all the way to the side, and then we'll add half an inch sewing allowance on this side, and then we'll add half an inch this way, and then on our curves. Okay. So that's exactly what we'll be cutting on our fabric. So now I'm just going to cut out this shape on fabric. We have all our allowances in place. So now we need 4 pieces of this. So it is advisable that you use 2 double layer of fabric, not just a double layer of fabric. You can also make use of a paper stay as an interfacing. In making use of 4 pieces of fabric, we need 2 of these and another 2 of these that will be acting as the lining layer, and then we're going to cut 2 of these as an interfacing, and then of course you need your elastic band. So already we have our sewing allowance, so we don't need to add any other thing before cutting. So I'm just going to cut this exact shape on my fabric. And we need exactly this to act as the lining for the mask. So the paper stay has two layers, a glossy layer that is quite rough that attaches to the wrong side of the fabric. So I'm going to bring out the front piece. This is the wrong side of the front piece. So I'm going to place this on the wrong side, and I'll do the same thing on the other side. So I'll press it with the pressing iron. So now I've pressed in my interfacing. So the next thing I'll be doing now is to join the right side of this with the right side of this, so we have a full length mask like this. I'll also be joining these two right sides together, and I'll be sewing by 1/2 inch. Remember the 1/2 inch allowance we added when we were making it, so I will be sewing by that 1/2 inch. Okay, now I have my mask, and I'll be trimming here a little bit just so I don't have so much bulk inside. So I'll be trimming it to about 1/4 inch, and I'll do same on the lining part as well. Remember, we have sewn by 1/2 inch. I'm just trimming out the excess we have here. So the next thing I'm going to do is to iron this part open. So I'm going to press it open with a pressing iron. I'll do the same thing to the main piece. So I'm going to press here open. So now I've pressed open my seam. Remember to place tiny notches on the seam so you have a smooth curve. So I'll do the same thing on the main piece. So either you trim it out, create these notches to help. So now we're going to place the lining piece on the main fabric, and we're going to sew by 1/2 inch from this edge, making sure that this seam is open and lining against each other. So we're going to sew here down by 1/2 inch. We're going to get also to the bottom and sew by 1/2 inch. Okay, so here is what we have after this step. So you're going to turn your face mask the other way. So like I said, it's advisable to have two fabric. So you're going to press here, you're going to sew here, and remember the 1/2 inch sewing allowance we have here. So we're going to put it in and give it a good press. Fold in the 1/2 inch on this edge, and we're going to iron it. I will do the same thing to this other side. So right now I'm back from folding in 1/2 inch on the two sides. So the next thing I'll be doing is to cut out 7 to 8 inches long of an elastic band, and I'll be placing it here. You can hold this down with a pin on the two sides, okay, and then you do the same thing here. Then you sew by about 1/4 or 1/8 inch. But if you don't have an elastic band available, here's what you can do. You can cut a matching color of bias strip about 10 inches long and attach, or you make a bias strip. I have a tutorial on how you can make a bias strip. You can make a bias strip from this fabric if you don't have the already made bias strip. So you can go ahead and watch a video on how to make that. So you're going to put in 1/2 inch on the 4 sides of your mask, so that way it can be tied around the neck. Okay, so you can have this and it goes directly, after sewing in by 1/4 inch, it goes directly to the back this goes to the upper part of your head, and this goes around, the lower one goes around your neck. But let's go ahead and attach our elastic strip, and I'll show you the final look. So here is a face mask. We have successfully created a very sweet looking face mask. So this is the part that goes towards the nose, remember, and this part goes to the lower part of the chin. So I'm going to put this on and you'll see what it looks like. Thank you very much for watching this video so far. So before I give you a test fit of the face mask we just made, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Go ahead and watch my previous video. I have another video on face mask whereby we use just one layer of fabric with paper stay as a filter. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this on. Okay, I think this looks good, but we'll need some minor adjustment. First is with the band. I think it's a bit loose around my ear. So rather than making use of 8 inches long elastic, you can just make it 7 inches. So that way it fits more tightly around the ear. Then another adjustment here. So recall that this part was 6 inches long. Okay, so if I'll be redoing this, I'll be reducing it by 1 inch. So it will have a square 5 inches by 5 inches before the modification. So I think if that happens here, this should be okay in addition to the adjustment on the band. Thank you very much once again. So give this video a thumbs up and be sure to watch my previous videos and the next one. Bye.